Now that we have our design and we know what we're going to put it on, what we're going to embroider on, we need to start thinking about our supplies. First thing you need to think about is stabilizer. I could spend 30 minutes talking about stabilizer, but I promise you I won't. Just realize that there are several types. There's a cutaway, a tearaway, and a wash away. When you are first starting to embroider, I recommend that you get one of each, just to have in your arsenal ready to go. Cutaway are exactly that. After you finish embroidery, you cut away the excess. Tearaway, you tear away the excess. Wash away, you will wash it away. On each package, no matter which manufacturer you purchase from, you will always see recommendations for when to use. For instance, on this vest here, I embroidered my name on it, and because it's a stretchy fleece, I needed a cutaway stabilizer, so it will stay here forever and ever. And the reason for a cutaway is it will prevent the fabric from from puckering after you take it out of the hoop. It will help it to maintain its natural shape. Tearaway I use a lot for towels, something that's going to go through the wash over and over again. Kitchen towels, bath towels. When you do, say, a terry towel or something such as velvet, something that has high pile to it, you will always need a topper to prevent the stitches from falling down into the product, into the towel. So Stitch 2.0 is a wash away topper that is often used. I'm in the midst of my Christmas presents and I do a lot of freestanding lace. So wash away is something I use a lot for that, because you do the embroidery on the stabilizer, no fabric, just thread, wash it away, and there you're just left with the freestanding lace. Another product to think about when you have stabilizer is a spray adhesive. Sometimes you may need to have 2 layers of stabilizers together. You always want to spray them together such that they don't slide around in the hoop and distort your stitches. Remember, for any sewing, you always want to match the thread to the needle. There are specific needles for embroidery. However, you can get by with universal or a sharp ballpoint needle. These just happen to say embroidery, but I do want to point out one thing about embroidery needles. They come in 70, 80, 75, 90. 75 and 80s are the most universal size for embroidery. This is a 90 embroidery needle. I just want to make a point of saying that my favorite are titanium needles. Titanium needles are coated with titanium. They're regular needles just coated with titanium. And why that matters in embroidery is you may have a design that has 20,000, 30,000 stitches in it. It may take you an hour to stitch out. A regular needle, when you are doing embroidery, you probably are going to need to change it after about 2 to 3 hours. With titanium needles, you can go for 1,000,000 stitches without needing to change them. They cost a little bit more, but they're much more cost effective in the long run. So needles, remember, if you're using regular embroidery needles, ballpoint or sharp, you probably need to change it about every 2 to 3 hours. And you'll know you need to change them because you're getting looping, not nice stitches. So be careful with your needles. Just make sure you change them frequently. Embroidery thread. When you think about embroidery thread, you're not limited to cotton or polyester. Use whatever will give you the effect you prefer. My personal favorite, though, is a polyester because of the speed with which the needle is going up and down, the rapidity. Polyester is a little bit stronger, so it does not tend to break as much. Many people still prefer cotton. It's your choice, whatever you like. I would recommend something that's a little bit thicker, such as a 40 weight, as opposed to a typical 50 weight cotton thread. Now with that in mind, your bobbin thread needs to be a little bit thinner. Unlike sewing, where you have equal tension between the upper thread and the bottom thread, with embroidery, if you turn your product over, you'll see 3 tracks. You'll see 2 tracks for the top thread and 1 thread for the in the middle, which is the bobbin thread. And you always want your top threads to pull around to the back. So you need something such as a 60 weight thread. And these are the 2 that we tend to carry, Superior bottom line and the OESD bottom line. These are 60 weight polyester threads.